You are mentioning your background as well, and I've heard and watched you on multiple videos briefly talk about your time in the States. But if we can go back, like after school or after, your type of younger years, what was the type of driving force taking you into the direction you are now? And was that always the goal, or was it, like almost capturing these opportunities that fell into your lap?
I've always been an obsessed individual. I was obsessed with success. I've always wanted to, since a very young age, wanted to be rich, famous. Once again, it's because of suffering. At a very young age, I noticed that whoever's got money is in control. The person that's in control has the ability to protect himself from more things than the average individual can. So I've always been pursuing that, but my obsessive nature was very destructive at a young age. So I was very self-destructing. I boozed and I snorted. I was just a terrible human being. I was a disappointment, a disgrace to the family. And I just got to a point in my life where I felt like I just want to die, man. I remember I drove back to Krugersdorp one time. I was actually driving away. I was dodging the bank because I've been trying to collect my car for the past 6 months, right? Nevertheless, I heard this guy talking on the radio and he said, if today was your last day, what would you say? What would you do? And if you had something to say, to who would you say it? But the smart thing he did was he repeated it again, and it stuck in my head because at that stage in my life, I actually did want to die. I did not love myself very much. I was a disappointment for myself, and I had all of this energy, this obsessive energy, but everything I tried just failed. And I thought to myself, if I did die tomorrow, my funeral would be so sad, not because I'm dead, but because I literally had everything that I needed to become an extraordinary individual. I was just too chicken shit to take action. I could do more. So, that day was the day I decided maybe I should die. So maybe this version of myself should die and a new version should rise. And, I just started on this personal development journey. I started diving into business books, entrepreneurial books, sales books, books about human psychology. And I just kept on gathering and gathering and gathering. And, the success I have today didn't happen overnight. It was over many years.
But you would say that was like kind of the fork in the road. That was the defining moment, was that type of mental space, just you and the radio on your way to Krugersdorp.
Yeah, that was the tipping point, the pinnacle moment. But the book that changed my life was Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone. And for the first time in my life, I realized that everybody's like socially beating me with a stick for my obsessive nature, my personality, my temperament. It's too much for everybody. But I had all of this energy. I was just channeling it wrong. You can be obsessed with bad things, but you can use that same energy and be obsessed with good things, things that will have a massive ROI. And when I made that switch, that's when my life started taking off.